Hello, welcome to my videos on my blog. In this time, I'm going to talk about the NFL 2025 season, Week 17 prediction. Well, tomorrow is going to start the NFL 2025 season, Week 17, with the 2025 NFL Christmas games. So, for that reason, I'm recording this video where I'm going to talk about the games and the predictions. So, how I told you in the beginning of this video, tomorrow is going to start the week 17, where tomorrow is a special day because it will be played 3 games in Thursday because it's a Christmas day. So there will be a lot of sports play tomorrow, where tomorrow is going to be 3 games like the Thanksgiving Day, where to be honest, in the beginning of the season, we talk that most of the people that we follow the NFL, that the 3 games will be a tremendous game because, to be honest, the 6 teams that are going to play tomorrow were qualified to the playoffs. So we thought that the game was going to be amazing, but unfortunately, both the 3 games will be very bored. Where in the first game is going to open the Christmas game will be a divisional game where the Washington Commanders will receive the Dallas Cowboys. This game is going to be played in Washington D.C. at 13 o'clock Eastern time. Both teams are eliminated, and there is no more to talk about this. Only to say that both teams lost. No, the last week the Commanders defeated. No, lost the Commanders. Where is the Commanders? The Commanders lost against the Eagles in a divisional game, and the Cowboys lost against the Chargers. Remember that these two teams play in the Week 7, where in the Week 7 the Cowboys defeated the Commanders. So there is nothing to talk about this game because both teams are eliminated. So I think that the Commanders will win this game by 3 point difference. And in the middle of the game, in the middle of the day, the second game will be play another divisional game. Sorry, where the Minnesota Vikings are going to receive the Detroit Lions. This game is going to be playing the U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and 16:30 Eastern time. The Vikings are eliminated, and the Lions are in the fight, where the Lions need to win the last 2 games to wait that the Packers lost the last 2 games to qualify to the playoff. It's a very tough and difficult situation, but it's not impossible. Where the last week, the Vikings defeated the Giants, and the Lions lost against my favorite team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Remember that these two teams played the weeknight, where in the big weeknight, the Vikings did a surprise and defeated the Lions 27-24. So it's a must victory for the Lions, where I think that it's going to be a tough game. The Vikings are eliminated and they have nothing to lose. So I think that it's going to be a tough game, but in the end, I think that because the Lions will need to win the game to still have possibilities and hope to qualify to the playoffs, I think that the Lions are going to win this game by more, by 3 point difference. And in the last game of the day of the Christmas day, in another divisional game, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to receive the Denver Broncos. This game is going to be played in the Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri, at 20:15 Eastern time. The Chiefs are the biggest disappointed team of the season because they are eliminated. Yeah, remember that the Chiefs were one of the favorite teams to represent the AFC in the next Super Bowl. Where remember the Chiefs are the actual runner-up, where they lost the Super Bowl 59 against the Eagles. Also remember that Patrick Mahomes got injured and he's out for the rest of the season, and he's going to return until the next season. And the Kansas City backup quarterback got injured for the same injury, the knee injury, and now tomorrow is going to start the third quarterback. Something very weird. The Broncos qualified to the playoff, and in this moment they are leading the AFC West, and they are leading the AFC. So for the Broncos, it's a must victory because they need to win the last 2 games to win the AFC West division and to clinch the number 1 spot. So it's a must victory. Remember that these two teams play in the week 11, where the Broncos defeated the Chiefs with a field goal in the last play of the game. So The Chiefs have nothing to play because they are eliminated, but they will want to try to get the victory. So I think that the Broncos are super favorite, and also remember that the Chiefs will leave the the Missouri State in the 2030 because the Chiefs are gonna to move on to the Kansas State in 2031 because the Chiefs will have a new stadium in the 2031. So I think that the Broncos will have a easy game and they will win this game by more than 10 point difference. And again, in a back-to-back weeks, it will be play. It will be NFL games in Saturday, where the two games are going to be a tremendous game. Where two teams are four teams that are in the playoff position or are fighting in playoff, where in the first game the Los Angeles Chargers will receive the Houston Texans. This game is going to be played in the SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, and 16:30 start time. The last week, both teams won their games. The Chargers defeated the Cowboys, and the Texans in a third game they defeated the Raiders. Thanks to the victory, the Chargers qualified to the clinches qualified to the playoff, and in this moment they need to win the last two games. Are way that the Broncos lose one game or the two games to win the AFC West division, and the Texans they are practically qualified to the playoff. They need to win the. I think that with a victory, the Saturday's victory or a Colts loss, they're going to qualify to the playoff. So this is going to be an interesting game. I think that the both teams are going to be in playoff. So I think it's going to be a tough game, but because the Chargers will playing home, they will win this game by 3 or 7 point difference. And the Saturday second game, in a tremendous game, the Green Bay Packers will receive the Baltimore Ravens. This game is going to be played in the Lambeau Field Stadium in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and 20 o'clock Eastern time. The both teams lost their game the last week, where the Packers blew up a lead where they were leading by 10 point difference with less than 2 minutes to play against the Bears, but they lost in overtime, and the Ravens lost against the Patriots in the last minutes of the game. So both teams most probably will play with the backup quarterback because both quarterbacks got injured in the last week, and they didn't finish the game. So they most probably neither Jordan Love nor Lamar Jackson will play this game. So in this moment, the Packers need to win the only one game, win this game to qualify to the playoff, and the Ravens they need to defeat the Packers and defeat the Steelers in the last week to qualify to the playoff to win the AFC North division and qualify to the playoff. So I think that both teams need to win their game, especially the Ravens. So I think that the Packers are going to win this game because they are playing a very football that the Ravens, and because the Packers will play in home. I think that the Packers are going to win this game by 3 or 7 point difference. The Packers will qualify to the playoff, and the Ravens will be officially eliminated. And in the second game, and in the Sunday, it will be played the most of the games, where it will be played 7 games until 10 o'clock Eastern time. In the first game, in a Florida game, the Miami Dolphins will receive the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This game is going to be played in the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida. The last week, the Dolphins lost against the Cincinnati Bengals, where they are officially eliminated, and they benched Tua Tagovailoa, where the most probably that Tua Tagovailoa is not going to return to Miami to play in the next season. And the Tampa Buccaneers, they lost in a very important game, where they lost against the Carolina Panthers, and with this loss, the Bucs are lost the first place in the NFC South, and they fell to a 7-8 record. But if the Packers defeated the Dolphins and the Panthers, they're going to win this division. So I think that because Dolphins are eliminated and the Bucs is a must to win this game, I think that the Bucs won't have any problem. They will win this game by more than 10 point difference, and they will play they will play to win the NFC South. in the last week against the Panthers. In another game, the New York Jets in a divisional game. The New York Jets are going to receive the New England Patriots. This game is going to be playing the MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. Remember that the Jets are officially eliminated, where the last week they lost against the Saints, and the Patriots come back and defeated the Ravens in the Sunday Night Football. The Jets are officially eliminated, and the Patriots clinch a spot to the playoff, and they need to win the AFC East, and they need to win the next two games. Are way that the Broncos lost one game to clinch the number one set in the AFC. That is very important. So remember that these two teams play in the week 11, where the Patriots didn't have any problem and defeated the Jets in the Thursday Night Football. So I think that the Patriots won't have any problem and they will win this game easily by 14-point difference. And in another divisional game, the Cleveland Browns will receive my favorite team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. This game is going to be played in Cleveland, Ohio. The Browns are eliminated, and the Steelers, the most probably in the moment that they're going to play this game, they're going to be qualified, because remember that the Ravens will play on Saturday, and with the Ravens loss, the Steelers will win the AFC North Division and they will qualify to the playoff. The last week the Steelers traveled to Detroit and defeated the Detroit Lions in a very cardiac game. So the Steelers have everything in his hands to win this game. Where remember that these two teams play in the week 11. They play in the week 6, where the Steelers didn't have any problem and defeated the Browns 23-9. So remember that every time that the Steelers played in Cleveland, most of the time it's a very tough game, because for the Browns this is a Super Bowl where they play against the Steelers. So seeing that the most probably the Steelers are going to put the bench player, I'm not going to bet against the Steelers. I think that the Steelers are going to win this game by 3-point difference, and the Steelers will celebrate with a victory the AFC North title. And another tremendous game in a divisional game, the Indianapolis Colts are going to receive the Jacksonville Jaguars. This game is going to be played in the Lucas Field Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana. The last week the Colts received the 49ers and they lost in the Monday Night Football, and the Jacksonville Jaguars did surprise of the week, where they traveled to Denver and defeated the Denver Broncos by 14-point difference. Thanks to this victory, the Jaguars clinched a spot to the playoff, and they need to they need to win this game, and they will win the AFC South. And the Colts are practically eliminated. They need to win the last two games, and why that the Texans lost both games lost the last two games to qualify to the playoffs. Something very difficult. Remember that Philip Rivers returned to play after he was retired for 5 years, where he has played a very great football, but unfortunately this hasn't been enough to lead the Colts to the victory. So remember that these two teams play in the week 14, where the Jaguars didn't have any problem and won that game easily by 17-point difference. It was the game where Daniel Jones got injured by a Achilles injury. So I think that in this moment the Jaguars have been playing a very good football. They have a 6-winning streak. So I think that the Jaguars won't have any problem. They will win this game by more than 10-point difference, and they will win the AFC South title. And in another game that it has nothing in play, the Tennessee Titans are going to receive the New Orleans Saints. This game is going to be played in Nashville, Tennessee. There is nothing to say about this game. Both teams are eliminated, and they are two of the worst teams in the league. So I think that the Saints are going to win this game by 7 or more point difference. And in another tremendous game, the Carolina Panthers are going to receive the Seattle Seahawks. This game is going to be played in Charlotte, North Carolina. The last week, the Panthers defeated the Bucs, and thanks to this victory, the Panthers are leading the NFC South. So if the Panthers win this game and the Bucks lost against the Dolphins, the Panthers are going to win the NFC South. But if the Bucks win against the Dolphins, this game doesn't matter because everything is going to define in the last week of the season. So I think the Seattle Seahawks. Remember that the Panthers. I say that the Seattle Seahawks. This is a surprise where they come back for where they were trailing by 16-point difference against the Rams in the Thursday Night Football, where in a tremendous game they won that game in overtime, and thanks to this victory, the Seattle Seahawks took the first place in the NFC West and the first place in the NFC. So now the Seahawks control is destiny, where if the Seahawks win the last two games, the Seahawks are gonna to win the NFC West South, NFC West division, and they're gonna to get the first set in the NFC. So it's gonna to be an interesting game. I think that in this moment the Seattle Seahawks are better than the Panthers, so I think that the Seahawks won't have any problem and they will win this game by more than 14-point difference. And in another game that it has nothing in play, both teams are eliminated. The Cincinnati Bengals are going to receive the Arizona Cardinals. This game is going to be playing in Cincinnati, Ohio. I think that in this moment the Bengals are better than the Cardinals, so I think that the Bengals are going to win this game by more than 14-point difference. And in another game that it has nothing in play, this game is going to be played by the two worst teams in the league, where the Las Vegas Raiders are going to receive the New York Giants. This game is going to be played in the Alligator Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. This game is going to be played in the 16:05 Eastern Time. What is in play in this game? The team that loses this game is going to get the most probably the number one pick in the 2026 NFL draft. So for that reason, the winner of this game is going to lose, right? So both teams are very bad, to be honest. But I think, in my opinion, in this moment, the worst team in the league are the Las Vegas Raiders, and the most probably is that the Pete Carroll is going to be fired in the end of the season because he has done a very bad performance. So I think that the Giants are going to win this game by 3 or 7-point difference. In a tremendous game, one of the best games of the week, the Buffalo Bills are going to receive the Philadelphia Eagles, the reigning champion team. This game is going to be played in Buffalo, New York. This game is going to be played at 16:25 Eastern Time. Both teams are qualified to the playoff. The Bills are in the wild card zone, where they need to win the last two games, and they need to wait that the Patriots lost the last two games to win the AFC East division. It looks very difficult. And the Eagles, even though they haven't been playing a very great football in this season, like the last season, they won the NFC East title and they become the first NFC East team that won back-to-back titles in the division. So it's going to be an interesting game. Both teams are two of the best teams in the league, and both teams are favored to play in the Super Bowl. So I think it's going to be a tremendous game. The most probably is that this game is going to be defined in the last minutes of the game, if not in the last play of the game. But I think that you can never bet against the Josh Allen, and I think that the Bills are going to win this game by 3 or 7-point difference. And in the Sunday Night Football, in a tremendous game, the San Francisco 49ers are going to receive the Chicago Bears. This game is going to be played in the Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California, at 2020 Eastern Time. The last week, the both teams won their games. The 49ers didn't have any problem and defeated the Colts in the Monday Night Football. And the Chicago Bears, in a tremendous game, they come back where they were trailing by 10-point difference with less than 2 minutes to play, and they defeated his divisional rival, the Green Bay Packers. So, about this game, it's going to be a tremendous game because both teams clinch a spot to the playoffs. In this moment, the Bears control his destiny because with a victory, they're going to win the NFC North title. And the 49ers, they need to win the last two games and wait that the Seahawks lost minimum one game to win the NFC West title and the number one clinch in the NFC. So it's going to be a tremendous game. So, to be honest, I think that the Bears have been playing a very great football, are the revelation team of the season. But I think that in this moment, I see a little better the 49ers than the Bears. And because the 49ers will play in home, I think that the 49ers are going to win this game by 3 or 7 point difference, and they will get the victory. And the week is going to finish with the Monday Night Football, where the Atlanta Falcons is going to receive the Los Angeles Rams. This game is going to be played in Atlanta, Georgia, and 2015 Eastern time. The Falcons are eliminated, and the Los Angeles Rams, the last week, they traveled to Seattle, and they lost against the Seattle Seahawks, where they blew up, where they were leading by 16 point difference in the beginning of the fourth quarter. To be honest, this was a very hurtful loss, because with that loss, the Los Angeles Rams fell to the sixth set in the NFC. Now they don't control its destiny, because the Rams need to win the last two games and wait that the Seahawks and the 49ers lose one game, minimum one game, to get to win the NFC West title and to clinch the number one set in the NFC. Something very difficult. So I think that the Rams won't have any problem. They will win this game by more than 14 point difference. But I think that this won't be enough, and they won't win the NFC West title. So I hope you like this video, and if you have any comment or suggestion, you can write me on my social media platform. So see you next video. Gibran.